Hello everybody, Dave here, and welcome to the next episode of Dave Gets Wood, where we're going to try and get a couple of clear coats on the second pair of legs. Now, it's actually been, I'm not sure how many days, it's been a few days since I did the other legs, because I just ended up with other stuff to do, unfortunately. And even today, where today was going to be sort of the first day in a few, where I'd be able to just go, right, let's crack on, we'll get these done, just the way the day happened. That didn't happen. Partly because I've been and picked up another table, free table today. It's only small now, it's a coffee table, but it's of a similar style to this. Now when I first saw it, I mean, it doesn't look in the greatest condition, and that's why it's free. But doesn't need any repairs, just needs stripping, cleaning up and refinishing. And I've been keeping an eye out for a TV cabinet that is a specific height, and not many have been coming up, but also where I want to put the TV cabinet, I've been unsure about having. Basically, I'm going to be sat at my computer and the TV cabinet would be next to me facing away, and I wouldn't be too sure about having the back of a cabinet there. It just wouldn't look right, it wouldn't feel right. So by using a coffee table as a TV stand, excuse me, solves that problem because it ain't got a back. So yeah, so I figured I'll go and pick that up, so I did. And then, was it, yeah, in making space in the boot to put the table in, I found out that the carpet in my boot was very wet on one side. Now, unfortunately, the car I have has two common faults. One is water collects on top of the boot lid, so when you lift the boot lid up, all that water goes over to the side, drips down, it goes everywhere. But that's not why the boot carpet was wet. Another common problem is that somehow water, when it heavily rains, water when it heavily rains somehow works its way into the boot, which it shouldn't do, because it should be fucking watertight. Now, there's a few different things that I've seen regarding that, a few different fixes or potential fixes, which I've kind of kept my eye on. But because of how wet everything was today, and stuff had gone mouldy as well, which I'm not happy with, I had no choice but to basically take out the carpet, clean it, bring it inside so that it can dry properly, and then see if I can work out where the water is coming in. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to find out where the water's been coming in, because I was expecting to find, well, let's say for example, if there had been water running down this for quite some time, let's say how long have I had the car? A couple of years. For a couple of years, I'd expect to see a watermark. I've got one in the living room where a water tank, a seal in the water tank leaked a year or so ago. but there's nothing, not on any plastic or metal, there's nothing. But one of the things that I'd read could be the cause is the rubber seal that actually goes around the boot lid. Sorry, not the boot lid, the actual boot cavity. And what one person said they did was undid theirs in the top left corner and basically reattached it, but having moved it up slightly. Their theory being that the water was going in the gaps which it's meant to, and then instead of running down the rain gully, it was somehow getting caught up on the on the rubber seal and ending up inside. It'd run down the rubber seal and then in behind some plastic, which would then drip it into the boot. So what I've done is, and interestingly, the rubber seal on the boot, it's got one bit where the whole seal is connected, and it's right at the bottom where the boot latch is, but it was off centre a bit, so it made me think the seal has been taken off before and someone has put it back on, and maybe not put it back on correctly. So I've refitted it, but I've had to bring in the boot carpet, some interior liner, so that it can be cleaned and dried, which is drying now. And I've put down some of the blue paper that I use in the boot, poured as much water over it as I could to see if any water was making its way in, and it wasn't. But 2 kettles worth and 1.5 litre bottle is not the same as it fucking pissing it down for a number of days. So I've basically left it, and I'm hoping that it's going to fucking hammer it down at some point. And if it does, then I'm probably going to end up having to go and sit in the car, or sit in the boot of the car while it's pissing it down to see where fucking stuff's coming in. Right, anyway, so that's what I've had to deal with today. Now, the only reason I'm doing this now is because I've turned on the PlayStation to go on Gran Turismo Sport, and there's an update on it and it's taking forever, so I've got a bit of time to do this. Right. On one of the previous videos, I'd mentioned that it's possible that the patterning on these cloths that I was using might be having a minimal negative effect if they're not brand new, if they're pre-used. Now, when I went and did some shopping the other day, I decided to pick up some different cloths. They're advertised as very absorbent, but also there's no patterning on them. The only one downside might be though is they're not lint free. I'm going to give it a go. I was confident until I took it out of the package, because basically all of this is stuff that, yeah, you don't want. So, I'm not sure. I've got a backup cloth ready. But anyway, right, let's see if we can get a coat on here. Sort of only really looking, if we can get one, I'll be alright with that. If I get one on and the update hasn't finished on GT, then I'll try and get the second one on. But I'm not going to rush this, because up until, what, 15 minutes ago, I wasn't going to be doing this at all, so just getting the one coat done would be more than I was expecting to get done today. Now, I'll just it might be with the table that I picked up as well. This is where my little brother's listening to this, but how come you got space for a table but not space for the exercise bike thing I wanted to give you? Well, because the spare table that I've just brought today fits underneath my current dining table. But what was I going to say? I've forgotten. Ah yes, I haven't looked at how the legs or anything may come apart, and to be honest, I'm not going to take apart take it apart unless I have to. And from the initial look at it, I don't have to. And from what I can gather, I mean, it's a little coffee table, but I think it's one that's been used in a kid's playroom. So it's taken a bit of a beating, but still seems to be quite a sturdy table. I mean, they said it's a solid wood, and it does seem to be fairly solid, but it's nowhere near as, the wood's nowhere near as heavy as this. So I've got a feeling it might be a veneer finish on it, but it doesn't matter if it is or if it isn't. But a lot like this as well, it looks like the wood has got some very nice pattern on it, which will be interesting to see how that comes along. Okay, so that's that first half of that one done. Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed with myself that I've not got around to doing these earlier than now. I mean, what day? It's Wednesday now. I can't remember what day it was. I did the other legs, but I know it was before Monday. So like Monday is normally a day recently where I've been going, right, okay, Monday I'll definitely do some of my woodworking stuff. Tuesday I'll chill out. Wednesday we'll see how we get on. Thursday I don't do any of the wood stuff. And then Friday is my free day to do as much of whatever I want, or as much of whatever I can. But this week, Monday went out the window, partly through getting prepared for dealing with the tabletop, like going and getting the screws and the washers and the bits I need for that, and getting the wood cut for that. And then Tuesday, I can't even fucking remember. That's right. My back went on me on Monday, so Tuesday I had to be careful and take it easy. So yeah, been a bit of a messed up. Well, not messed up, but it's been well, I'm going to say much less productive. On the woodworking side of things, it's been a much less productive week, but I have got a number of other things sorted out with. So like I said, with the boot, I suppose I could have left it, but it had fucking bugged me and bugged me and bugged me. So seeing as I was making space in the boot anyway, it's just as easy to take everything out and yeah, get it sorted out, get everything in here, get it dried, because I mean, it's been that cold and wet outside over the last few months that it's not going to dry in the car. Well, it would, but only if it's not going to get wet again, and I don't know if it's going to get wet again. I must admit, it's definitely bugging me a lot. I mean, the water dripping in, I mean, that's frustrating, like when you'd open the boot, that is frustrating, but I mean, it's nothing that bad, but having water work its way into the inside of the car, that's a problem. That's where, as we know, mould, rust, failures can come from. It can cause so many fucking problems. I'm just glad that, well, either A, it wasn't stinking, or if it was, I couldn't fucking smell it. I mean, I've got orange air fresheners in the car, so I probably wouldn't smell anything anyway. Having said that, when I went and did my shopping the other day and picked up these new cloths, which I haven't decided if I like how they're working yet or not, I also picked up some new air fresheners. Now what I've got is, it's a Glade, it almost looks like a vase, but you put a kind of air freshener in and it squirts it every, I don't know, 20 minutes, half hour, whatever it might be. And there's a few of the scents that they do that I don't like. Lavender, can't do lavender. But also they do cotton, fucking pointless. But I found one that I was like, oh, that smells like, smelt it, and instantly I was like, okay, that's nice. Now the one I normally have is like, it's Smooth Silken Lilac, but it's very much like it's a nice sweet smell, it's like an earthy sweet smell. Well, this other one, I now know what the secret ingredient to custard is. It's vanilla, because this other air freshener is called, I was going to say vanilla ice, but no, it's not. Vanilla and something, and I swear to God, it smells like pie with custard. It smells so fucking nice. And I've actually found that I think that's helping me sleep, because I've got that in my bedroom, and it's just such a different, nice smell that I think for some reason it seems to be having a nice calming effect. And smells can do that. Smells can be very provocative, evocative, powerful. Okay, let's get the ends done. Yeah, so I absolutely love this smell. Now I've got two of them, but I'm saving the other one. So I've got one smell in my living room and a different one in my bedroom. So this is one done. Now either this cloth is allowing for a different perspective of a finish, or I'm leaving way more on than I was realising. But it does seem to be glazing it a lot more. Or maybe I'm just forgotten what it looks like after 3 days. I've got to put too much on there though. definitely taking quite a bit up. What I don't want to do is oversaturate it. I mean, it's probably not the, well, it really is not the recommended type of cloth, but there's no harm in trying something new. Well, depending on what that something might be. Well, that's the, well, almost the one coat on. Like I say, it's more than I was expecting to get done today. What I will say is, I've had the situation again where I've had a few days of walking past the other legs that have had 2 coats on, and sort of realising that, yeah, they only do need one more. It's looking good. I like the colour on them, I like the reflection on them. It just needs that fine sanding and one more coat on the others, and then get these up to 3 as well. But one thing I need to still try and make sure I do is to not go starting other projects. We've done that before. It's, oh, I can get another one on the go. Well, no, you could, but if you do, it's going to take longer to accomplish this. I wouldn't say I'm spending every waking spare minute on this. I'm not. If it's late at night, I've not been doing anything. Okay, right. Well, we can leave those for a bit. I can check, see if how much of the update is done, and if it's less than 50%, I know I can get the next coat on there in a minute. So, well, I say back in a few. I don't know when I'll be back. Video wise, it'll be tomorrow. See you later.